Someone in your life right now is rewriting history, not in a small, forgetful way, in a deliberate, surgical way. A way where suddenly you were the one who started the argument, you were the one who overreacted, and you were the one who can't take a joke. And the crazy part? You're starting to believe it. That right there, that quiet, creeping self-doubt, is not a coincidence. That is a design. Hi, I am Dr. Elena Voss, and if this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button. We talk about this stuff every day. Now, let's get into it. Narcissism gets thrown around a lot these days. Your ex was a narcissist, your boss is a narcissist, half of Twitter is apparently narcissists. But the clinical reality is both simpler and much darker than the memes suggest. At its core, a narcissist has a fundamental inability to hold two things at once, their greatness and your needs. One of those has to go, and it's never going to be their greatness. So here's what that actually looks like in real life. They make you apologize for their moods. You walk in, something feels off. You didn't do anything, but somehow within minutes, you're the one saying sorry. How does that happen? It's called emotional coercion. Their discomfort becomes your fault so automatically that you stop even questioning the logic. Fun fact, researchers call this offloading, where a person externalizes their inner emotional chaos onto the nearest available person, and narcissists are extremely good at it. They rewrite the past. This one is genuinely disorienting. You'll reference a conversation happened, one you remember clearly, and they will look at you like you've lost your mind. That never happened. I never said that. You're so dramatic. Over time, this is called gaslighting, and it works not because you're weak, but because your brain trusts people it loves. That trust gets weaponized. They give with a receipt. Every favor, every gift, every kind thing they've ever done for you, it's all on file. Narcissists are transactional in a way that feels generous on the surface, but the moment you step out of line, the bill arrives. Suddenly you don't appreciate anything. Suddenly you're ungrateful after everything they've done. That's not love, that's a ledger. They compete with your pain. You mention you're exhausted, they're more exhausted. You had a hard day, they had the hardest day of anyone's life. You open up about something vulnerable, and somehow by the end of the conversation, you're comforting them. This isn't just annoying, it's a pattern called narcissistic injury. Any attention that isn't directed at them feels threatening. Even your suffering is competition. They punish you with silence. The silent treatment isn't just sulking. When a narcissist goes quiet, it's calculated. It's meant to make you anxious enough that you come crawling back, take the blame, restore their ego, all without them having to say a single word. The silence is the message, and the message is your access to me depends on your obedience. Here's what's important to understand, though. Most narcissists aren't twirling a mustache. They genuinely believe their version of events. They're not usually sitting there thinking, how do I manipulate this person today? The behavior is a coping mechanism, often rooted in deep shame, childhood wounds, or a fragile sense of self that needs constant external reinforcement to stay intact. That doesn't excuse it, but it explains why confronting them rarely works. You're not dealing with someone who has a logic problem. You're dealing with someone who has a survival problem. So if you've been sitting here, nodding along, feeling that strange mix of relief and sadness that comes from finally having words for something, that's valid. Naming a thing is the first step to not being destroyed by it. I want to hear from you in the comments. What's the behavior that first made you go, wait, something is seriously off here? Was it the gaslighting? The silent treatment? Something I didn't even mention? Drop it below. Your experience might be the thing that helps someone else finally connect the dots. I'll see you in the next one.